architecture, interior decorating, and interior design is right in the middle. Most people have no idea what the difference is between interior design and interior decorating. They're similar, and I think I'd be doing disservice to say that they're completely different. The easiest way for somebody to understand the difference between the two is to think architecture, interior decorating, and interior design is right in the middle. Why is it important to understand the difference? The big reason is that on TV, we see all these really talented people doing all these really beautiful designs. They're calling themselves designers, and that's really tough for us in the business because picking paint colors and pretty things, although that's awesome, and pulling a space together is a whole industry on its own. It's hard because people just don't understand that it's not the same thing. We actually have to go to school, we have to get a degree, we have to write exams to actually become a registered interior designer. What is a registered interior designer? A registered interior designer is somebody who has finished and qualified their NCIDQ exam. So National Council of Interior Design Qualifications. I stumble over that one every single time. That is required to actually become a full-fledged interior designer. Do you need your NCIDQ to be interior designer? No, you actually don't. In where I live, you don't need it to work in our business. That being said, it is in some states actually required. I live in Canada, so it's not required, but it's strongly recommended. It will probably get to the point where it's required. There is a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes in the government. So with legislation and Titles Act, Practicing Act, there's a lot to it. There is a really technical aspect to interior design. So in interior design, we spend a lot of time actually doing space plans on AutoCAD and using the building code to actually know what the code allows. So what's our occupancy? What's our path of egress? What are the fire restrictions within that space? Do we need a 1-hour fire rating, a 2-hour fire rating? Are we dealing with a tenant situation where, there needs to be a separation between one tenant and another tenant, and what does that look like? We focus on making space extremely functional. It's not just the final beautiful space, which it absolutely should be when it's done if you're good. A lot more that you don't see on those shows. There's a lot more technical stuff. And what real interior designers do, because I think it's not always as glamorous as people think it is, interior design is the art and science of understanding people's behavior to create functional spaces within a building. Decoration is furnishing or adorning of a space with fashionable or beautiful things. In short, interior designers may decorate, but decorators do not design. Oh, architects, we're not architects. Just FYI, we cannot do full builds structure. The level of training that is required to be an architect far exceeds that of an interior designer. That being said, an interior decorator, well, you don't need to go to school to be an interior decorator. If you do, it's like a 2-year certificate program, I think, maybe 1 year, maybe 2 years. With interior design in Ontario, we have only degree programs. So you do a degree and then you do a certain amount of hours and then you can write 3 exams to become a registered interior designer. And the only way you can call yourself, where I live, an interior designer is actually to have written those exams. All right, take care, bye.